In the year 2235, space travel had become a reality, and 5 adventurous female friends decided to embark on the journey of a lifetime. Maria, the group's leader and a brilliant scientist, had secured them spots on the state-of-the-art spaceship Stellar Horizon. Alongside her were Sarah, the fearless pilot, Emma, the tech whiz, Laura, the empathetic nurse, and Olivia, the resourceful engineer. They had dreamed of this moment for years, but their dreams would soon turn into a nightmare. As the Stellar Horizon glided through the vastness of space, the friends marveled at the cosmic beauty beyond the ship's windows. They spent their days exploring the spaceship, playing zero-gravity games, and sharing stories about their lives back on Earth. It was a cold, silent evening when they gathered for dinner in the ship's spacious dining area. As they sat down to enjoy their dehydrated meals, a chilling voice echoed through the intercom system. "Attention, passengers, there has been an incident. Please remain in your current locations until further notice." Panic spread through the group as they exchanged worried glances. Moments later, a second announcement followed, revealing the grim truth. "A murder has occurred on the Stellar Horizon. One of your fellow passengers is dead. We are initiating an investigation. Do not leave your current locations." Shock and fear filled the room. The 5 friends were locked in with a murderer on board, and they had no idea who it could be. They immediately decided to stick together, thinking that safety in numbers might be their only hope. Their first task was to locate the victim. Following the ship's guidance system, they found the lifeless body of a crew member named James in one of the maintenance compartments. He had been brutally stabbed, and his vacant eyes stared into eternity. Tension grew among the friends as they tried to piece together the events leading up to James's murder. They knew that their lives depended on finding the killer before the killer found them. Sarah, the pilot, suggested they gather in the ship's lounge to discuss their suspicions. As they sat in the dimly lit room, the air was thick with suspicion. Accusations flew, and trust wavered. Maria, the scientist, began to analyze the situation logically. She reminded the group that they were the only passengers on the spaceship, which meant that one of them was the murderer. Their investigation commenced, with each friend revealing their whereabouts during the time of the murder. Olivia, the engineer, had been in the engine room, Laura had been tending to a sick passenger, and Emma had been working on a technical issue in the control room. Sarah, the pilot, had been in the cockpit, and Maria had been in her lab conducting experiments. Despite their alibis, doubts remained. Sarah, with her knowledge of the ship's layout, raised questions about the possibilities of secret passageways or hidden compartments. Emma, with her tech skills, began examining the ship's surveillance footage, looking for any clues that might reveal the identity of the murderer. Days turned into weeks, and the investigation grew increasingly tense. Trust among the friends eroded further as they uncovered secrets about each other that they never could have imagined. Tensions ran high, and paranoia set in. One fateful night, as they gathered to discuss the case, the lights flickered, and the ship's power went out. Panic ensued as they realized they were trapped in darkness with a murderer among them. Emma, with her flashlight, scanned the room and gasped. Laura's face, illuminated in the eerie light, bore a sinister grin. In that moment, realization struck. Laura, the empathetic nurse, had played the part of the caring friend too well. She had taken advantage of the group's trust to cover her tracks. It had been her all along, committing the murder and using her medical knowledge to deflect suspicion. As the group confronted her, Laura's demeanor shifted from innocence to desperation. She lunged at them, her eyes filled with madness, but the friends managed to subdue her until help arrived. The nightmare was over, but the scars would remain forever. The Stellar Horizon continued its journey through the cosmos, the friends forever changed by the ordeal. They had discovered the darkest corners of human nature in the vastness of space. The bonds of friendship had been tested beyond imagination, and they had emerged stronger, knowing that sometimes, even in the face of unspeakable horror, trust could still prevail. As the stellar horizon continued its journey through the endless expanse of space, the atmosphere on board remained tense. The revelation of Laura as the murderer had left deep emotional scars among the friends. They had once been inseparable, but now their friendship felt strained, fragile, and filled with lingering suspicion. Maria, the group's leader, decided it was essential to rebuild trust and unity if they were to survive the remainder of their voyage. Days turned into weeks, and the friends began to open up to one another, sharing their deepest fears and regrets. Late-night conversations by the ship's windows became a regular occurrence. Olivia, the resourceful engineer, spoke about her troubled childhood and how her love for mechanics had been her escape. Emma, the tech whiz, confessed to feeling isolated on Earth, and the excitement of space had given her a sense of belonging she had never experienced before. Sarah, the pilot, revealed her fears of losing control, both in the cockpit and in her personal life. Through these conversations, the friends started to heal, realizing that they were more than just victims of a terrible crime. They were survivors who had faced the darkest corners of human nature together and come out the other side. Their friendship began to mend, and they forged a bond stronger than ever before. As the spaceship traveled deeper into the cosmos, they encountered unforeseen challenges. The ship's systems malfunctioned, life support faltered, and supplies dwindled. They had to rely on each other's expertise to navigate these treacherous situations. Olivia's engineering skills kept the ship running. Emma's technical know-how resolved countless technical glitches, and Laura, now reformed and remorseful, used her medical skills to treat their injuries and illnesses. Through these trials, the friends found a renewed sense of purpose. Their unity became their greatest strength, and they were determined to make it back to Earth alive. The specter of the past still haunted them, but they had learned that even in the darkest of times, the light of friendship and trust could guide them through the abyss of space. As they approached Earth once more, their friendship had transformed into something even more profound. They had seen the worst in each other, but had chosen to forgive and rebuild. The stellar horizon had been the setting for both their darkest nightmare and their greatest redemption. And as the ship touched down on their home planet, they stepped onto solid ground with a bond that could withstand any challenge the universe threw their way. Forever bound by the horrors they had faced together in the cold, unforgiving depths of space.